trying to connect here sewer and water, and there's a massive problem right now. There's just enormous amount of water coming in. We're risking to drop this entire well inside, and that would be very expensive and bad. Doing the road into our property. That's being built as we speak. Let's go see what's going on. As you can see on this side of the property, it's really extremely wet because it's the lowest part, not of just our property, but the surrounding area. So all the water that comes, it kind of gathers here. So what we're doing is we're laying this pipe that's called coconut pipe, and that's gonna lay in the ground and absorb all the moisture and lead it out to the lake. Road starts here, goes all the way to the front. So, okay, the road process is actually quite simple. We're taking off topsoil, digging it about half a meter in, which is about, I don't know, 2 feet or so. Then we're gonna lay down sand and gravel on top. You can put this protective kind of like a layer for weeds, but we're digging really deep down. I don't think 2 feet is gonna be an issue. Pavers, maybe in the future. For now, just gravel. What we're doing today is we're putting in a new hole which will lead to a whole trench where we're gonna install pipes for water in and sewer out. Another day, another project. So now we have sand delivered, and homeboy here is gonna take the badass Bobcat to work. We just got some really good news, because somebody said if there's too much clay, we're gonna have to pour the entire house perimeter with rebar and concrete, which is something that typically nobody does. But looks like we're not gonna have to do that because we don't have that much clay in here. There's about 3 feet of decent whatever that thing is. So this place looks already unrecognizable to when I first bought it. I remember I pulled up here, it was winter time, there was no fence, there was no arch, it was just all overgrown, and no wonder, you know, back then it was so cheap that people didn't want to do it because it required, you know, quite a bit of money to put in. But I'm so happy that I did this. Every chance I see something new being, you know, fixed, I'm just truly happy and grateful and happy we're doing this. Trying to make sense here for you guys, for viewers, to see what's going on. So that is our barn, garage. That will be the kind of like the driveway, and then the road leads out all the way to the arch, which is, I believe, is about 150 yards. Maybe less, maybe 100 yards. The entire cost of this road is going to be close to 4,000 euros. That's 2 for labor with all the tractors and everything. 2 days of, probably more like 3 days of excavating and leveling, and about close to $2,000 in sand and gravel. I think that's, it always is more. A lot of road. What's for dinner today, Mommy?
I'll let you decide what that's called.
Oh my lord. That's a surprise. What is that, hun?
Ground beef, potatoes, carrots, with some onion and garlic.
Whoa. Excited. With some fresh air, anything tastes good. You're probably not seeing this, but this is actually also intercrossing the road. So there's a road, you see the white stuff? That's the road where it goes, and this is going underneath it. So we had to do this before we finished the road. So the road is kind of halfway done. If you look at it here, see the road is behind me there. Continues that way. And then this is here. First hole is the sewer line, the second one is water in. So the guys are getting ready to make the connection. We're trying to connect here sewer and water, and there's a massive problem right now. There's just enormous amount of water coming in. We're risking to drop this entire well inside, and that would be very expensive and bad. It's about 90 feet that we have to run through here. Today we're in the trenches of Ukraine. Again, not funny. Today we're in the trenches and we're digging in all this pipe here. That's going to be water and sewer coming to the house from the city. I did not expect this to be so much work, but it is. Luckily, not for me. Hired guys for this because I do not want to mess with any of this stuff, doing something wrong and then coming back and have to redig this entire. Look how deep this is. That is enormous. About 30 meters, I don't know, 90 feet. I have no idea how many feet is this, but they're laying sewer and water in. And that is how it goes inside the house. I need to get out of here because I almost fell. This stuff is like ice. Completely slippery. Nothing but clay. I did buy my little excavator. I thought I'll be able to do this myself until I saw how much earth they moved. And I figured, I'm glad I hired them instead. Whoa. Crazy. Okay, that was not easy to get in and out of that. Alright, well let me show you from this perspective. This is where it comes into the house, and that's how far it is. We're going to have heated floors here, so that's the next project. So I'm making this to have a kind of a better transition from gravel to this. Also because there's a bridge. I just have to go explain that better. So I built this little kind of a razor bridge so that when they do add the gravel, it is nicely leveled and divided, and honestly it looks so great, so easy. It took me about 2 hours of my time today, and really like it. Nothing like stone and old lumber. Makes the job done.
Un tad man atkal būs 10 līdz nākamajai jakai.
Since the distance is so long between my house and where the connection to the city sewer line is, we have to run the sewer line at a specific angle, and I believe it's like 3 to 4 degrees, so that it's not flat, it's not too steep, and when you're flat, obviously means no current. It's not going to go away, meaning your doo-doo. If the slope is too steep, the water will rush first, leaving your doo-doo sitting there and piling up. Also not a good scenario. So it has to be done precisely correct and right, because then the inspection comes and checks it as well, as they should. So hopefully everything goes well. Alright, as you can see, the road is almost finished, but now we have a new problem. We have all this, well, it used to be a lawn, now it's all lower, and so we ordered 5 dump trucks full of topsoil that we're gonna just level out here. Line is in. Now they're trying to connect to the water line. I think our road's about to be finished.